Welcome back, everyone. This is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, here with just a bit of an update and kind of some feedback on the new region versus region event. And I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. And if you disagree or have different comments you would like to share with anyone that follows me, feel free to leave them in the comments below. First things first, this was a first attempt at region versus region, and there were some glaring oversights, in my opinion. First of all, there were three regions participating in this. Now, I understand the idea that you don't want to have too many regions fighting each other. However, having an odd number automatically puts one region on at a disadvantage because let's be honest, this is a gaming community. Two of them are going to pair up and fight against the other one. And in our case, 5 and 6 banded together to fight 22, and they still came out second. I'll talk about that later. So, already putting the event off to a bad start by diplomacy being able to control a majority of the event. That was pretty much a given. And I'm not the only one that think this. I was watching the Discord channel, and in English chat, so many different regions were having this 2v1 situation, and it was not working out in really anyone's favor because us two fighting against 22, we fought for maybe 12 hours. And yes, there were some skirmishes later on, but the battle was decided long before it should have been decided. It was just trying to decide how we were going to get points. The second thing for me was the fact that the point system was a little skewed. Well, I say a little skewed. It was pretty well skewed. Region 6 came out on top because we primarily fought against 22. And if you look here, you can see the breakdown 1.2 million from kill or heavily wound enemies, and small amounts in other areas. Region 22 also had a high amount of kill or heavily wound enemies and less points in other areas. They had their metropolis for a little while, and they had some people that were able to go and kill enemies, but most of their points were in kill or heavily wound enemies. Keep in mind, that came from offense or defense. Even if they were taking bad trades, they were still getting kills against 5 and 6 just for existing because we were killing as many as we could. And that kill or heavily wound enemies is what decided most of the fight. Hell, 5 held on to the enemy region for so long, and it still didn't catch them up in points. So, honestly, if you're going to make the entire fight, or the entire event about controlling another enemy's metropolis, you need to fix the point system to holding those metropolises more so than killing your enemies. While killing is fun, like in Pompeii, you're not getting points for your team by just killing your enemy on the field. You're getting points for actually fighting over the objectives. So, fix the pointing system there so that it's an event that you initially designed. But it just to have Region 5 end up in third, even though they held on to the Metropolis the longest, feels wrong. It just does. A couple other things that the rules tried to account for, but we're gamers, we're going to find loopholes. During the battle period, let's see if I can find the point in the rules where you were able to protect yourself with a shield after people fought against you. When you invade a region for the first time, you get the 8-hour peace shield, trying to protect you in case you were attacked immediately after you get there. Give you a chance to try and gather, fight zombies. I'm trying to see, where is that? During the fight, if you were defeated in gameplay, whether in your own region or in other people's regions, you received an 8-hour peace shield as soon as you were defeated. But that didn't apply if people stopped fighting you before they actually defeated you. They could wipe out 99% of your troops on the wall and then back off, and your shield wouldn't go up because it didn't count as a loss. It didn't count as actually setting you on fire. If they didn't set you on fire, you didn't get the shield. If you didn't get the shield, guess what we can do? We can go back and hit you again. So while the developers took a bunch of steps to try and protect people from being attacked in their garrisons, such as limiting the amount of resources that were able to be taken, to reducing the amount of heavily wounded troops that you got versus lightly wounded and stuff like that, found a loophole in order to not only kill more troops, but continue killing you until you were zeroed. It was a ridiculous kind of loophole, and hopefully that's something they address in the future, especially for the more free-to-play players not wanting to be absolutely decimated as soon as the event begins. Just try and figure out a way to protect those players if you're going to force them into a situation where they're defending their own shelter in their own region, just trying to play the game. So the other thing is I just had one more thing, and that was with the rewards. Now the rewards are gone from the menu, but let's see if I can. Region 1 ranked 1 in Dark Seal event. This, for participating in a region-wide event, seems pretty small. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't feel like this is worth winning the event. Now, there's other portions of rewards, like I have more relocators now to invade other alliances, other regions whenever the event comes back, and some legendary relics. But for example, we just now got the Back Alley Doctor event. I just started on that, and the max rewards for this event is 12 of those. And it's literally just asking my alliance for help to kill zombies. I get 12 of them. And yet our alliance placed third overall in this whole event, and we get 3. Number 1 gets 5. Winning region gets minimal rewards. I just found it. And there were some decent rewards. I say decent. Let's be honest. I'm a garrison commander. I'm not going to do well in these kind of events unless I'm on the defensive. But 100, ranking in the top 100, I get 2 random parts, 20 carbon steel, and a few speed ups that, like, one I'm barely going to use unless it's in another event like this. Some resources, a training speed up. It's just the rewards were kind of lacking. They're very underwhelming. If you were giving more parts for everyone else involved, I would be more amenable to this. But the fact that you had to get into the top 100 and have 12 million points in order just to get minimal parts and equipment materials seems pretty dumb. Well, I wanted to keep this fairly short, give my feedback on this. If you have any other thoughts on this event, please leave them in the comments below. We are trying to work with the developers on giving them ideas on how to make this better in Discord, and as a moderator, we want to help the developers make the game better for everyone involved. So please leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to post in Discord, or just post in Discord yourself. If you're watching this now on YouTube, just know that you could have gotten this video 24 hours sooner on my Patreon page. If you're liking the content you're seeing on my page and want to get to it just a little bit sooner than everybody else, feel free to support me over on Patreon. And to those that are already supporting me, thank you very much for your support. I love getting ideas from everybody in order to make this comment, and I want to make content tailored to what you all want and what you all need. And with that, this is Mr. Brain, your friendly neighborhood gaming dad, signing off.